There's a couple of things that I want to say about the Knicks after a loss to the Utah Jazz. Things are starting to get very repetitive. I mean, obviously the season is over. I mean, the Hawks are the 10th seed. They're currently 5 games ahead of us for that final playing spot, and there's just no way we're catching the Hawks or the Hornets. So, with 11 games left in the season, you might as well stop playing Burks. You might as well rule out Derrick Rose for the season and just continue to play these young guys because you can say what you want about the Knicks. They don't have a star in this roster. They're not winning games, but they've got some good young players that I'm very fond of. Because I started covering the Knicks couldn't have been more than 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago or something like that. And I've been watching every game. I watched the Jazz game, and what I've noticed is that there are players on this team that are going to be a part of the future. I mean, the obvious one is Jericho Sims, who played 21 minutes and didn't score. But again, he's trying to just find a role, and Utah's an amazing defensive team. Miles McBride played 3 minutes, which is completely inexcusable. I mean, Tibbs is playing the same like 5, 6 guys, so a lot of minutes, and I think he should start spreading them out. Mitchell Robinson did dominate this game. He had a block and a steal in 26 minutes. I mean, I don't know. Mitch, I mean, I guess Mitch was okay. Yeah, he was like whatever. But yeah, Fournier had 17 points, and then Julius Randle was 6 of 21, which is a common occurrence. To this point, I think you've got to move Randle. I like RJ Barrett, obviously, former third-round pick out of Duke. I mean, he was a monster playing with Zion that year, and I'm glad he fell to the Knicks. But I mean, obviously, I wish they got the second pick. They would have John Morant right now. But still, I mean, RJ Barrett is going to be an all-star, and he's shown strides this year to be able to lead the Knicks, and maybe not necessarily to where they want to be, but we know RJ, with his age, he's going to be a good player. They just need a number one there. So, like, Damian Lillard, for example, is a possible option. Bradley Beal, if you have, like, Dame and then RJ Barrett, I mean, that's definitely a playoff team. But, I mean, the Knicks should just continue to play the young guys. And I'll even go as far as saying they should maybe not try to lose these next 11 games, but they should do whatever they can to make sure that they don't have Randle and Burks and guys like that playing more than 30 minutes. Because right now, again, the Knicks are 30 and 41. They're about like 5.5 games ahead of the Pacers, which they're not going to be able to catch the Pacers. So right now they would have the fourth worst record in the East. And let's take a look at the West and see who's worse than the Knicks. So, wow, okay, that's actually kind of crazy that the Lakers and the Knicks have the same record. So, I mean, there's like the Spurs, Blazers, Kings, Thunder, and Rockets all have a worse record. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. That's 9 teams. So let's just say hypothetically, if this was like the NFL style, which it isn't, but like the Knicks, they would have the 10th pick. The top 10 pick for the Knicks is incredible. There's a lot of talent in this draft, and at 10, you can find someone special. So that's why I'm saying make sure that if you're the Knicks, you don't get ahead of any other teams. Like, you don't want to get ahead of the Lakers and the Pelicans. You definitely don't want to get ahead of the Wizards, the Hawks, Hornets. Like, just stand pat. Because even if, let's say the Knicks win 7 games in a row, sure, they probably still wouldn't even be in the play-in, which is crazy. But let's just say that the Knicks win 7 games in a row. Well, now you just bumped yourself ahead a couple more spots in the draft. So if the Knicks do get the 10th pick, I mean, they can either use that in a trade to go get a star, or they can just draft at 10, or they can move up in the draft and try to get in the top 5 because they've got the Dallas pick. Actually, they've got the Charlotte pick this year, and then they've got their pick and the Dallas pick next year. So, yeah, for the Knicks, I'm not too concerned with going out and getting Dame. Like, it would definitely help the channel, but for the sake of being an actual fan of the Knicks, they should just stand pat and build around these young guys and try to hit free agency. I mean, obviously, like, Fournier was an amazing acquisition. Emmanuel Quickly, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. He had 16 points yesterday against the Jazz, but Obi Toppin played just 13 minutes. I mean, I've seen enough of Burks, bro, enough of Randle. RJ played 43. How was RJ Barrett playing 43 minutes? Like, it makes no sense. Like, and it wasn't even overtime. I mean, Coach Tibb needs to go, bro. They need to bring in someone that can develop the young guys, because I've been preaching this too, like, honestly. But yeah, other than that, man, let me know your guys' thoughts on the Knicks and what you think they should do. Just a couple of community posts. So please trade JR this offseason, Julius Randle, obviously, along with Kemba and Noel, get them off this roster and get them. Yeah, I mean, So like Julius Randle's a great player, but he's like a third option at best, and he's just so inefficient from the field. He's a great 3-point shooter the past couple of months, but overall, yeah, Randle's just he's just not the guy for the Knicks. Last year was good, but he hasn't gotten any better. And then Noel signed that contract with the Knicks. You've got Randle and Jericho Sims. Well, Randle's going to be gone this offseason, but you've not Randle. Robinson's going to be gone this offseason. You've got Jericho Sims, so there's not really. I mean, Noel could be the backup, I guess, but and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I do feel for the Knicks and their fans because I mean this has been over 50 years at this point, man. You guys know, back when Melo was here, I watched every game. I didn't miss a game for years straight. I was watching every game. I remember my freshman year of high school, there was a homecoming dance. I didn't go because the Knicks were on. Like I still, but like it's coming back, man. I'm starting to really like the. I watch every game. The past couple of weeks, I've watched every game, and Fournier is just such an unbelievable shooter. But I need to see more from the Knicks. I need to see them be consistent through the first 4 quarters, not just 2 or 3. I mean, that second unit let it come back, and then Tibb goes to the starters. Like it doesn't make a lot of sense. So. But yeah, I mean, obviously the Knox and like, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about Obi because I don't know any Knicks fans, but yeah, let me know your thoughts on Obi if you think he's going to be a good player for the Knicks. But yeah, like, I mean, Jaylen Brown is not going anywhere. I'd love him in New York, but look, I don't want like a Dame type of talent, but I want like an All Star, like a Jaylen Brown would be really interesting. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Hopefully you have a good rest of your day. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. It would help me grow, help me chase my dreams, trying to do this after I graduate college full time.